Shit, mic's on. Welcome back. Bap, bap, bap. Merry Friday, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to Shanganga. Welcome back to Madhuwata. Welcome back to this live stream from Fiji. You're on the mat with me, Jonathan Bati, and I'm just lighting this mosquito coil. I'm about to have that Friday Milo with my toe here, and we're gonna have a talk. We're gonna have a talk about what's going on, current events, what's been going on in our lives. We just put up our first sign, our first highway sign. We've had a couple of sneaky little ones out there, but this is the first one, like a big one. Big for us, 8 feet by 4 feet. So on your way into town from Sausabu, can't miss it. Take the next left. That's the sign. So before you cross the bridge coming into Senganga, there's a big sign now for our coffee shop. So people can't miss it. Which way is the breeze going here? It means I can know where to put up my mosquito coil. How's my laptop doing for charge? Dude, you made such a good video this morning.
Yeah.
You guys should go onto our Instagram or Facebook and check out the video that our content manager Tui made today. So sick. It was good, dude.
Thank you.
It's great. I just like Instagram's so sad. Just gets no love. What is with that? Like you'd think like we're not a very big deal in the grand scheme of things. Like 70 something thousand followers on Instagram, but like you think, maybe the guys like Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, maybe some of these big people know exactly how the algorithm works, but you think like by the time you reach like 70,000 on Instagram, you've been doing it for like 4 years, that you'd figure out the algorithm.
Yeah.
Or you figure out like, hey, this video usually doesn't, if we just post it, it won't get the traction, much traction. But if we do this and that, we can kind of, get more people to see it and promote more. But it's like some videos, they just fall flat on their face.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like the high production videos. And I'm like, for sakes, like,
There's so much effort put in there.
I know.
Man.
I know.
But like the
Like,
ones that you least expect.
It went well on YouTube though. I mean, 810 views.
Huh.
That's good, right?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Hey, man.
Man. So let me just record a little story here on our Instagram, so that we can get some more questions from people today. Going to add to my story. Got this dirty camera right here. What y'all been up to? What are you guys looking forward to on the weekend? Guys, we are live right now on the mat with me, Jonathan Bati. If you guys got any questions or you want to throw me some hate or something online or want me to react to something, let me know. We're alive on YouTube right now. Send me some questions on this post. You'll see it right here. Ask me a question if you want to get my opinion on something. If you want to just have an open conversation about something, we'll be live on YouTube reacting to things. Thank you guys. Love you. Put your question here. Here, you want to edit this?
Yeah.
And just put the question or ask a question thing there. Oh man, what a day! So we hung that sign. Things take so much longer than you hope, or than you think. So I actually expected today to take a long time, and it did take a long time, and it was good. Because usually I'm like, putting a sign up like a billboard, so it take like 2 or 3 hours, like that you got to worry about. Where are we here? It's gonna pull up current events. So State of Origin is this weekend?
Today, bro.
Today?
Yeah.
Already?
Nope. Not yet.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Guys, I'll be right back. It's tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And who's in it? I don't follow the league at all.
Bro. I'd rather watch rugby league than 15th.
Really?
State of Origin. Today. Tonight. I don't know what.
I've played league before. Yo.
But, yeah. I think it'll be like 9. I think 9.
What?
Yeah, 9:45.
Where? Okay. Yeah.
Was it like this morning? No.
Yeah.
Miri miri nauda. Little bit of rain. Sprinkle of rain out here. This weather. So what do you guys think? 15s? You got anybody on right now?
Yeah. Like
Yeah?
14.
Okay, cool. Welcome, 14. It's just a nice, tight little group. Guys, throw up your questions. If you guys are, sitting there.
You got a first
React.
question right here.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Sweet.
already.
Oh.
Sales from Sales BT.
Oh, new person?
Yeah.
Sweet. Let's do it.
Is Tui
Yeah?
is Tui working for you full time recording for social media?
Yeah. Yeah, he is. But it's more than the social media stuff that we're doing with him. We got big plans. So it's starting off with social media content stuff. Like it's not like it's actually it's so much work. Like it's so much it takes somebody who's like so driven to like see what needs to be done and do it, because like if you want to be consistent, because like social media is like, what have you done for me recently? What have you done for me now? Like if you haven't done anything for me recently, like I'm gonna forget about you. And that's not like because people don't like you. It's just like there's so much content out there. So to stay relevant, like we have to release stuff every day. And like I know guys that, you know, I look up to, and like I take their, classes and stuff like that. They do like 6 short form reels every day. 6 a day. Like and this is like fully edited stuff. 6 every day, all year, never stop, won't stop, can't stop me now. And so yeah, like if we wanted to do a real, like a short form video, vertical video like this that you're watching right now, that's on YouTube Shorts, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. So get those all uploaded, get it edited once, and then that same video can be shared across all the platforms, right? You got to upload the description into all the different platforms, and then upload it from freaking middle of nowhere out here. You can see it's terrible view right now. Terrible view.
Nice.
Relax, boy. And we're chilling out here in the jungle. It's quiet right now. We got some friends coming, so it's about to get noisy. So um and then like YouTube videos, which on average takes about like 1 minute of YouTube video when I started. And like Tui hasn't actually started editing the long form YouTube videos like on like the computer, like with an intense editing program. But it'll probably take you like 2 hours per minute
Yeah.
in the beginning.
Yeah.
So if we make a 15-minute video, that's 30 hours of editing
Mm.
for a 15-minute video. And then like I've gotten it down to probably like 1 hour per minute, maybe a bit quicker than that sometimes. Just depends. Honestly, like I'm going down on a rant here, but I'm not like a creative. I get like my creative juices stop flowing like very quickly if I'm not in the right mood. So some days it just flows and I'm like sweet, like finding the music, edits are happening, like it's just smooth. And some days I just hit a wall, like, or like I'll edit for a few hours and I just got nothing left. Like, yeah, I don't even know what to do right now. I can't even think about it. So I'm not a creative in that way, but I can do it. So I learned it, I've done it, but it can be done way better than what I do. Long form YouTube podcast now that we're doing. So, and then cutting those, then taking the podcast, cutting out like the, you know, very, standout parts of the podcast into shorts, and then also editing that podcast, cutting out the parts that, I don't know. We haven't really edited anything out of our podcast, have we?
Oh,
Like we
we just
once,
started
like we're on episode
twice.
20.
Yeah. We
So
started last night with a video.
yeah, so we just started last night with a video, so we're gonna have to like get that all edited up and posted in long video format, because up till now we've just done the audio. So now we're gonna have full long form podcasts just from here in the living room. So there's a lot to do, and then we got more business ideas in the pipeline as well with that. So
Okay.
more media solutions coming to you guys soon.
I stand correct. Sorry. State of origin next week Wednesday.
Next week Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Always on Wednesdays.
I read the news wrong. Somehow just
Oh.
went on FBC and I read the news. And
Oh.
like, okay.
It's always
My
on.
bad.
So why is it always on
Why is it on a Wednesday? I have no
Wednesday?
idea.
Because it's Friday.
Yeah, Mas.
Why is it on Wednesday? Because it's Friday.
Yo, maroons and blues, huh? Yeah,
Rooms and the blues.
yeah, maroons and the blues.
Yes.
So it's week. Oh, so it's like a 3 playoff thing.
Yeah, and here comes the brown.
Ew. Bulunaka.
Bulare.
Tao. Tui, bulare.
Yeah,
Everybody,
malamig ko.
bulare, bulunaka.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello,
That
hello.
means hello.
Aloha.
Aloha.
This is for you.
Wala, kamusta?
Hey yo.
Bonjour. Well,
So, so we were wrong. So okay, so state of origin. So for those of you who don't know, there's rugby league and then there's rugby union, and so rugby league is a whole different set of rules. But the how do I describe this? The idea or like the main part of the game is still the same. Ball has to be passed backwards. There's still you can't knock forward if you want to. If you there's still offsides and everything like that. It's just like it's a very different rule set than rugby union is played with, and so I think it's more violent probably than rugby union. I would say you get a lot because there's like you have to because both teams back up 10 meters, right? 10 meters from the breakdown. So where there's a tackle, this team goes back 10, and this team goes back
and,
10, right?
like the attacking team,
They just go on the back foot.
yeah, only the defending team they
10.
go back 10.
Yeah. So you get a lot of like these runs that like you really only are used to seeing from like guys like Tuilangi brothers, like in rugby union. I'm saying like these like centers that like seem to get like freaking 40 meters running on the ball because these teams are like the defense is so far back. You get like guys just running full speed. They get up to like their full speed and they just hit the tackles, and it's just like it's violent.
Rugby league too, it's the smaller the number, it's the back lines, and like 9 goes up,
Yeah.
or 8 goes up,
Yeah.
they're forwards.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So I played league. I played in a few league tournaments, nines though. So I don't know if that really counts as league,
Like,
but it was fun.
Number 1
Yeah.
for rugby union, it's the prop, but for league, it's the fullback.
Oh, yeah, it's weird. I wonder what is the origins of rugby league and rugby union. Like, what? Why was there a difference? Where did it originate? You know, I would assume the rugby union came first.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's after
let's look it up.
football, after soccer.
What came first, the
Soccer?
chicken or the union?
Webel truth.
Hmm.
Yeah, but like describing when he started rugby.
Oh.
They were playing soccer.
Huh.
And then he picked up the ball and ran.
Oh.
Rugby union is the older of the two codes, with the rugby football union formed in 1871.
That's why the World Cup is
There you go.
Web Ellis Trophy.
Webb Ellis.
Yeah. Web Ellis is the one who started.
Oh.
So why did rugby league and rugby union split? The New South Wales Rugby League was formed on 8th of August 1907 at a meeting at the whether to pay players. Huh.
Yeah, because like the rugby leagues, when in Fiji,
Yeah.
it's rugby zone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The rugby zone is the rugby league.
Weird. So the origin
Like
was because they split because like so rugby players wanted to get paid. They're like, no, you don't get to get paid, so they split. And then the people who got paid were the rugby league.
Yeah.
And then in Fijian,
rugby league is rugby zone.
rugby
Some.
somi, which means rugby getting like paid
Paid
rugby,
rugby, yeah.
paid rugby.
Mm.
Dude, that's crazy. Boom. That's it, guys. That's all you do get for now. See you later. You learned so much. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's cool.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
in Fijian, it's already so you have so like normal rugby, rugby,
Rugby.
and then rugby league, rugby somi.
Yeah. When they do the news in Fiji,
Yeah.
and if it's about rugby league, and they keep tuning gitu belakang rugby zone,
Oh.
that's rugby league.
Man. So we're reading it here, and it's like the difference is the reason they split was because rugby players wanted to get paid, so they formed their own league, hence rugby league. And in the Fijian word, rugby league is rakabi saumi. Saumi means getting paid. Paid rugby. I wish there was like a little button you can push. So that's pretty cool. We learned something new, guys. It all happens here on the mat live, and you didn't know that before. Don't tell me you knew that. You didn't draw the correlation. You didn't know that. You didn't know that. So that's happening. Okay.
Do you watch the highlights on the rugby league?
No.
I mean, those heat highlights.
Oh, the hit highlights. Yeah.
They're
Insane.
man.
Like rugby league too, you only have only five runs.
Yes. So it's like
After
downs,
that
eh?
one you have to kick.
Yeah, it's like NFL that way. Like you have downs. So every time the ball, like every time there's a breakdown or like somebody gets tackled and the player's on the ground, that's like a down or like a play or like what is it called in rugby league? It's a down. Yeah. So then after that, usually they kick and they try for the what is it called? 40-20. Yeah, 40-20 kick.
If you make it to 40,
If you-
then the ball is present.
So if you kick from between the 40 and the 50 and it goes out between the 20 and the full line, then the ball is yours. Yeah. Or the ball, then you get to get the ball back and restart your 5, right? Yeah. You heard it here first.
And it's like a state origin, it's the battle of two states.
Oh, okay. So we got the Blues.
Maroons, boy.
Maroons are from where?
Oh,
Maroons are from Queensland.
Okay.
And the Blues from New South Wales.
So, okay, wow. Neighboring provinces or states, eh? Am I wrong on that?
What?
Are they neighboring?
They usually be
We have an Australian who just showed up.
Oh, he knows.
He knows.
We have Nandolo.
Oh yeah, Nemanja Ndolo just showed up. Yeah, gotta show you guys.
He's gonna come soon.
Wartas player.
He
Signed
lives
him.
in
Just signed him.
Sabu, by the
Just
way.
signed.
Yeah.
So, Australia,
This is the real Nemanja Nandolo.
the real one. So can I show this to everybody?
Yeah.
Can you see this? I don't know if you can see it.
Yes, it's
So,
a
yeah.
neighboring state.
Huh? Can you see it? Can you see it on the camera? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So Queensland's on top,
Uh-huh.
New South Wales down below.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm an idiot. So
I'm
quote me on
always
that
been,
and put it on Twitter.
Queensland Maroons all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why Maroons?
I don't know because I just always.
Hey, dude.
Nemanja
So,
Nandolo.
good. Sorry, we're live.
Come on in.
We're doing it live. Come on.
Get in there.
Yeah, okay, you guys
Get
gotta
in there. Get in there.
you guys gotta meet my friend
yeah.
Janadi.
Yeah, just,
As some of you know him as Nemanja Nandolo. Did you see that comment?
No, I didn't see that.
Is it okay if we just off? Come sit down.
Yeah.
Come sit down.
Sit there.
This is pretty chill.
Sit there.
This is on the mat. You can turn the camera.
Moku na blues.
So
Moku.
on the mat we just talk about we just like review current events and stuff with people, and they ask us questions and we react to it. So we were just talking about there's Nemanja Nandolo. So we did a what was it? It was a Mother's Day post, eh? And then some people were like, Lisa, you got to enjoy Mother's Day with Nemanja Nandolo. Have you seen him?
No, I haven't seen him.
Okay, what? Good.
Because I'm not on the socials.
Oh, I screenshotted and sent it to Catherine.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know. She must have forgotten to show it to you.
So he plays for the Warriors. Basically, he's a bald black guy, and everybody's like, "Oh, it looks like him." If you're bald black,
Same size from the other.
I know, right? Yeah, I know. So so this is a pleasure to enjoy this time with Nemanja Nandolo. You think he's playing with the Warriors right now, but he's not.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, how's it going?
Hey.
You show the boys the walkie-talkies.
Yeah, I showed them.
Can you give it to
Woo. So, do you watch rugby league?
No, I'm not following much sports.
Okay, yeah. So apparently it's the Blues versus the Maroons. I don't know much about rugby league. So
in New South Wales.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah. So who do you cheer for?
Queensland.
Who do you guys cheer for? So there's Like, isn't there like bulldogs?
No,
So
that's the clubs.
Mangena. Don't listen.
And
Oh,
they
so
pick
this
the
is
players
different.
from the clubs.
Yeah,
So
we
Oh.
take all the
The two
players.
states
Oh,
are
so this
playing.
is different
Yeah.
than all those.
This is like the
Oh,
collective
In
of
the
all the clubs.
New South
and
Wales,
then
there are some
they collect into one-
There's some
one
teams
team.
there.
okay. So there's a bunch of teams inside of each
And they
state,
pick
Yeah.
and
the
the best.
best players from each team to form those.
So how
teams.
long does state of origin go for?
3 games.
3 games?
3 games
One,
in a year.
if Blues win, then the next one the Maroon wins, then the final. But they always go.
So
for
why don't these other states that we see here, like on this map that we were looking at, like why does Western Australia ever compete in state of origin?
the
Western Australia.
no
No, there's the
Oh.
majority of the teams.
on those
So
two states.
the NRL is made up of I don't know how many teams there. There's a few teams, but the majority of them come from New South Wales,
And
right, and Queensland.
Right.
So you just get these two teams competing, or these two states competing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so state of origin is always between Queensland and New South Wales.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Dude.
that's why there's a tournament called the State of Origin.
So state of origin is 3 games, and there's no other more part of the tournament. It's always 3 games,
Yeah.
and those games always happen on Wednesdays.
One team win 2
You're
times.
saying?
Yeah.
What about Melbourne Storm? Melbourne Storm's in Victoria.
Yeah, they pick some of the players
Some.
from.
But they're a
Queensland.
club.
Yeah, but
Right?
it's a whole whole club for the state.
Oh, but you're saying Melbourne in South Australia,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
another state.
or is it in Victoria?
Yeah, it's in Victoria.
But they pick players from
The
Victoria.
Melbourne Storm players
NRL. NRL
plays on
clubs.
the Queensland because that Melbourne Storm, Bill Slater was the fullback before.
Okay,
Now he's retired.
right.
So when the State of Origin comes, he's the fullback for the Queensland.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, so we have NRL, which is club rugby for rugby league. Rugby Saumi. Is NRL is the league part. It is the club part of rugby league, and then state of origin is Queensland, New South Wales against each other. 3 games, only once a year.
Once
Yeah,
again.
Once a year, if like best of 3 wins. So if the first team wins 2, they've won, and so it happens on Wednesdays. But those Queensland and New South Wales can also pick players from outside of their states. Apparently,
Yeah.
rare maybe, but it happens. And so that starts on Wednesday.
Yeah. Next
Yeah.
Wednesday.
There's one Fijian player playing for the New South Wales.
Api Corisau. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's in there. It's in there.
Oh, so he must have been raised up in New
He
South
was
Wales then.
in Fiji. I think
Because there's like an eligibility,
yeah.
like you have to play like club rugby in,
Yes.
I think, New South Wales.
Yeah.
Oh,
To
okay.
be eligible to play for New South
Oh.
Wales, yeah.
Just bring in players from
You
like
can't just bring it
yeah.
from anywhere, yeah.
He
That
had
makes
to
sense.
be from that state.
Apisai Koroisau is a Fiji International Rugby League footballer who plays as a hooker for the West Tigers in the NRL. West Tigers, I assume that's Western Australia.
Yeah, West Tigers.
A triple NRL Premiership winner with the South Sydney Rabbitohs and the Penrith
Penrith
Panthers.
Panthers.
Penrith
Yeah.
Panthers. Is Penrith a place?
Penrith is
Like
a
a-
suburb in New South Wales.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, neat.
They're the current champs, I think.
Yeah. Last year.
Oh, interesting.
Like 2 times. So
2 times,
third time this year.
He played for the Manly
Yeah.
Warring Sea Eagles in the NRL.
Oh.
Okay. Make us proud, Appy. Make us proud.
Mm.
Oh, so we just found out something interesting. So we were Googling what is the what were we looking up? Oh, what came first, rugby league or rugby union? And then they talked about the reason that it split
Yeah.
was because rugby players wanted to get paid, and so they didn't want. I guess there was some sort of disagreement, so they split. And rugby league players were the ones who got paid originally,
Oh, really?
and rugby union was just the sport for the game.
Yeah.
But in Fijian language, like normal rugby is just called rakavi,
Mm.
and rugby league is referred to as rakavi saumi, paid rugby. Yeah, like that's like when they talk about on the
No way.
news that they say
That's really interesting.
rakavi saumi,
Yeah.
which is like paid rugby. And when we just happened to look it up, it's like the reason that there was a split
Yeah.
was because rugby players wanted to get paid, so they started playing rugby league.
Interesting.
I was like, "Whew." So you guys learned it with us. Assuming, like I said, none of you knew that. Come on. So, oh yeah, and Rua and Moana are playing this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Moving on to
Tomorrow.
rugby league tomorrow. So this is bittersweet, I think. Like when the two
Yeah.
like island rivals
Island
go against
rivals.
each other. But like it's gonna be intense. Like it's gonna be hard hitting.
Yeah.
Because one thing's for sure, they are gonna try to like smash each other for sure. Is it in? It's in Churchill Park, right?
Hmm.
Wait, it must say in here. Oh yeah, they meet Moana Pacifica at 2:05 tomorrow at Churchill Park in Lotoka. Yeah.
That's always a celebration when you get those two island teams
Yeah,
playing together,
yeah.
like Tonga Samoa.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Fiji, yeah.
who Moana played
There's
in?
one Fijian guy in Moana.
But didn't they play in Samoa? They played in
Yeah,
Apia,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
in Apia last week,
Week
2 weeks ago. Eh? Yeah, that was pretty cool too.
Hmm.
Yeah, and their winger, the Fijian guy.
Napa
Are they?
napa
Oh.
wai?
Cuma
Wan
di
tapa
Yeah.
tapa napa napa wai.
Mata-mata
Mata mata wai, mata wai.
Cuma di tahu-tahu
Tapa
Right,
tapa na wai. Okay.
Mau Pacific
man.
Sosok.
He's like he reminds me of, and I don't know if it's true. He reminds me of who's this? Rupen though. Like kind of like a bit of a gut. Like he doesn't look like your typical
Yeah.
like Tuisova, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, but Tuisova's not like he's he's
He's
freaking
Bro,
Hercules.
he's
yeah,
he's like, dude,
But
did you see
his
his
calves.
calves?
Yeah.
Bro,
So,
it's crazy.
but like he is like doesn't look like he would be that fast. But it's not necessarily speed. It's the way he's able to like go outside the last defender and like play the sideline and like stay inside because he's so huge and he's so strong that he can usually like in rugby, like when you're learning defense, you use the sideline as like another defender.
Yeah.
So you push people out and obviously you can't step out of bounds, right? But like people like when you get people like him or like Nemanja Nandolo or these big guys on the wing, right? Like our friend right here, Nemanja Nandolo. Yes. They're able to play the wing and get outside of that last defender, and usually the wings aren't able to stop them because they're able to like stiff arm them or do the Fijian lazy arm. You guys seen that? So if you guys watch rugby this weekend, look for the Fijian lazy arm when people go into the tackle. Like you put your ball in one hand, and so that like you create a space between yourself and the player, and you see this like it's constant. Just look it up. They're like I don't know what they call it, if it's the lazy arm or what, but you just create so they.
Stefan.
Mati tentu udah karena motor kayak.
Yeah, it died. So my aunt, she was taking her car for a test run, and she was like cruising behind us. She was behind us, coming out back to the village, and then apparently she didn't make it back. So I don't know what happened. So Ndrua and Moana playing tomorrow. Best of luck to both sides, but my apologies. Go Ndrua.
Somebody say when is Seka? Oh, Seni Melty. When is Seka and Moturiki going to play?
Now
We're playing now, yeah,
right
Mike.
now.
My boy.
My
Fill that Tupperware. No. I can't play like that. I don't win those games. I never win those games. All right, so Ndrua will need to win the last two matches with a bonus point and hope a few results go the right. Okay, so Ndrua have to have a really big scoreline. I actually don't know what the bonus point scoreline is. 34. Four tries, all converted. Okay, there you go. So we'll see.
if they win the bonus point in these 2 games,
What's that?
then if Draw wins the 2 left games,
Yeah.
the one tomorrow and
Yeah.
the next one,
Yeah.
the bonus point, then they are draw to the quarterfinal.
Okay, yeah. So there you go, guys. Hopefully, best of luck to the Ndrua. Best of luck. It's gonna be good one.
One question.
Yeah, hit me.
From Kayam kan. Bula Kayam. Kayam.
Not Kayum.
Not Kayam.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Is rugby league any popular in Canada? And how well known are the national team, the Canadian Wolverines?
Wolverines. So I actually played with a bunch of guys who played for the Wolverines. It's not that popular, I guess, but like there was Like it's funny, like of all the Fijian guys in Canada, like nobody. There was once, I think. Yeah, what happened, buddy? You're crying. This is live, guys. We're live right now. Father in live. What happened? It's muddy. You're fine, dude. Just leave it because because you're gonna get muddy again. Huh? You want what happened? He hit you with the tire of the bike. Oh, you want me to wipe it off? Huh? Or just go wash it. It doesn't matter if it gets wet. Go wash it on the tap. In the tap. You want to just change? Okay, go change. Sure. I'm a problem solver, guys. That's how you do it. You just give in. You just give in. What was the question again? Oh, is it that popular?
Canadian Wolverines?
No. Yeah, it is. It is. It's getting more popular, but like, it's also like not like Canadian teams come to do their tours. I played on some Canadian teams and played in England for a while and stuff like that, and it was like we got destroyed all the time. But like, it wasn't like there was a bunch of Fijians on our team, and so it's weird because I guess like all the like good Fijian rugby players don't necessarily move to Canada too. So it's definitely competitive for what it is, but it's not like world class, I guess. But like those players, the guys that I played with who played on the Wolverines would still do very well playing rugby, 100%. I think he actually still plays. Ricky, do you still play on the Wolverines? I think he still plays. He plays center. He was a captain for the Wolverines.
Oh,
Yeah, he's a good player. Okay. Only GCC can review the Itoke Acts. The coalition government can now deal with acts regarding Itoke following the reestablishment of the Great Council of Chiefs. So the Great Council of Chiefs hasn't existed for the last 16 years, right?
Hmm.
So before, like, who was in charge of Itoke affairs?
the government.
Huh?
The
Well, the
government.
government took charge of Itoke
Yeah.
affairs. Oh, I see. Attorney General Ciro Mituranga says this is the sole reason the GCC is reconvened to make decisions on the acts associated with the Itoke. Turanga says the GCC is the only entity that has the power to review the various Itoke Acts in the Itoke Affairs Acts and the Itoke Land Trust Board Act. Okay. Some of the laws that are part of the Daily 7 legislation. Okay, don't worry about that. Okay, so these archaic acts have been there for more than 50 years, and it's the first to be reviewed and endorsed by the GCC. So yeah, I'm glad that there's things that have been there for 50 years that we're going to be looking at again. Because it's funny, like there's a law in Canada that if you don't have any, what do they call it, on you, you can be arrested. So like, I had a friend whose dad was a cop, and for a reason to arrest somebody, like as a cop, you can just see if if you suspect them of something, you can't just arrest people. Want to arrest them because you suspect them of something, you can just ask them if they have cash. If they don't have cash, you can arrest them because it's like this old act from like way back that if you didn't carry any of the Queen's currency, like you could be arrested, and it just hasn't been removed from like the law to do stuff like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is weird. And like when I was fishing in Canada, like inland fishing, like in lakes and stuff, there's these laws like you you have to, because I used to fish on these. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Imagine just walking down the streets and then police stops you like, you got any cash? No. Get in.
Get in.
So I used to. Where's a good picture of this?
Because you don't have any money.
Oh shoot! Oh. It's on again. Sorry, guys.
Yes, can you say that thing about the police again?
Okay, yeah,
Because
so
I
in
missed it.
okay, so in Canada, there's these like old laws, and I had a friend whose dad was a police law, that an old law that had never been removed, like had never been repealed, or never. A police officer, if you wanted to arrest, do you have any cash on you? If they didn't have any cash, they could. Cash was like, I don't know what that is, but what that is, there's like some weird laws like that. Like, so I used to fish in Canada out of these like fly fishing pontoon boats. So it looks like this. Let me see if I can pull this up here. Oops. This is what it kind of looks like. Can you see that on the screen?
Yeah.
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 So it's like a one person two pontoon. You just sit in the middle and you actually wear like snorkeling fins.
Mm.
And you just like you kick around the lake like that, and so you're able to like go on these small lakes, and they pack up really small.
Mm.
And so like I had a conservation officer come out and like find me because I didn't have any rope on me, because part of the law is like you have to, and if you have a watercraft in a body of water, you
Mm.
have to have like a life-saving device, like a buoy, a flare, and a rope. And so I had the other things. And like these lakes are small, like the size of some lakes are smaller than this field that's behind us. But what that comes coastal.
Mm.
So it's like,
Same.
but like if I'm in a boat like that, what is a good as a rope gonna do? Just throw the rope out into the water, like. So there's funny things like this. So Chiefs, it's good for them to review these things because things have changed and things are always changing. Like I say, people are afraid of change, but like in our village, now we have running water. We had it for a long, long time. Before, all the ladies, when I was small, like all the ladies here, there's some big stones down in the river. They used to go down and all the clothes together. That was like a big communal thing that happened like multiple times a week. And and then all us kids would go and swim while the moms were like washing laundry. And as soon as we piped water in, because it was convenient, because it's like, that's what really, like, that helps us out a lot. That stopped forever.
Could you check your mic?
I saw a flash and red.
Yeah. You guys hear me now? So look at that, guys. I just got back. I'm like, Dewey, he's on the roll. And so as soon as we got like running water, now everybody washes laundry in their sink. That part of community is lost forever. It's gone. And that's okay. It's sad, but like change, what I'm saying is change has already happened, even though people are, afraid of change. And so TC looking things over, they have to be willing to adapt to 2023 and what is the best for everybody moving forward. And I think things need to be protected, and some things need to be changed. And some things that you guys might not even realize have already, like, there's huge change that has happened already, like the washing clothes, like running water, like electricity changes the culture forever. Like now we have electricity, we have phones, people charge phones, Facebook, Instagram, Call of Duty, whatever you play. Before it was just like a lantern, and each house had like one lantern or two lanterns, and everybody was always just hanging around playing cards, vindi vindi, just like hanging out around. That's what I remember when I was, used to come to the village. Like there was nowhere to go. If you go somewhere else, you go to sleep. So everybody's in the one place. Now, like things change, and like things have changed. So don't be afraid of like change just because it's change. We still have to look at things to see if it's like a good idea or not, but it's worth talking about and worth having a conversation about if it's going to benefit Itoke people from the GCC perspective. How much did you save / plan before migrating to Fiji? That is from IT Mariana on Instagram. That is like, so those are two very different questions. How much did you save? How much did you plan? How much did we save? We came here. I'm trying to think how much. I'm going to give you a dollar figure about how much we came here with. I think you came here with like $15,000. Yeah, probably $15,000. But like I said, nothing. Um, we we made some money, and then we bought the tractor. I was going to buy a boat instead, like because we were just gonna come, like because we didn't have a lot of things that we sold. Like we didn't have a house. We didn't have a house to sell, like to give us like a bunch of money in our account or anything like that. Like we rented. We owned a couple vehicles, but like we bought the tractor and stuff like that. And so instead of buying a boat, I bought a tractor. And everybody's always, this is a funny one actually. People are always like, why didn't you buy a Land Cruiser? Everybody says that. Woo, Land Cruiser is the best for you. You should buy a Land Cruiser. And I'm like, I know that Land Cruisers, at least when I came here, they were going for like a twin cab Land Cruiser was like 107,000, right? So let's just call it, let's say, so 107,000, right? So I want a Land Cruiser. I still want a Land Cruiser one day, but I probably wouldn't get it as a family vehicle. I still probably have like this D Max is much more comfortable inside, or like a Ranger, like you have. Like Land Cruisers are overbuilt, like it's a half-ton vehicle on a 1-ton chassis. So yeah, it's a work truck. Like they're built for the mines, they're built for Africa and like Australia. They're work trucks. So it's way overbuilt underneath. Like the engine is good, but the chassis and suspension are really what make it, and what make it like last a long time. So you have like really heavy duty axles, really heavy duty suspension. So I want a Land Cruiser for the farm. I could load it up, I could beat on it, and it would last. Um, but I could go spend 107,000 on the Land Cruiser, or I could buy like our D Max for, like, we spend 45,000 on the D Max. Okay, and then you can, and then the tractor was basically 50,000. So now we're at 95,000, and then the implements for the tractor were 10,000 basically. So instead of just buying a Land Cruiser, you can buy a D Max, a tractor, and implements, and turn the tractor and implements into a business. Wait a few years, tractor pays itself off, starts making money, and then you can sell the D Max and buy a Land Cruiser. So there's different ways to look at it. And so like we came over with not much money, but we were still making money while we got here. Um, and we weren't spending much money because like we had no rent. We moved to the village. So all the money that we were spending on rent, it was just basically piling up in our account. So we didn't have to come here with a lot of money. And it depends like what you want to move to Fiji for. Like I say, like Fiji has so many different sides. So if you want to move to Denarau and rent a really beautiful house, like I would like to do that sometimes. But like that's gonna cost you a lot of money. So some people say like, how much money do I need to like have if I want to move to Fiji? I'm like, whoa, that's such an open-ended question because it really depends what your Fiji looks like. Like in the Instagram shorts or like Facebook reel that we put out the other day, like Fiji has like, not, this is not for everybody. It's free housing, but like this life is not for everybody. Like you come home, the house has been used, things are not the way you left it, and that's okay. Like, and you have things that you have to do. Like Mondays, some Mondays it's village work day, right? There's bose, like village meetings, right? Bose matangkali, bose bakoro. Like I don't know, you don't have to, but you should attend. But that's like, to me, that's like the tax or like the mortgage side of being in the village. Like it can't be all upside. So you can come here, save money. You come here, spend lots of money. It just depends what your Fiji is gonna look like.
Sorry, I got something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going back to what we were talking about change. From Misa
Oh,
K.
yeah.
We are here trying to preserve what's left of our culture. When you're talking about change, I think you're talking about modernizing the culture. We haven't had the GCC meeting in over 16 years, and that hurts the Ethiopian culture
I agree.
just because the former PM wanted.
Oh, here, read a question again. Read a question again.
Sorry,
From
from Misa K. We are here trying to preserve what's left of our culture, and you're talking about change. I think you're talking about modernizing the culture. We haven't had the GCC meeting in over 16 years, and that hurt the Itoke culture just because the former PM wanted change. I think we really need to look at this from a second point of view.
Okay, so maybe what I'm talking about is not change in her mind. It's just talking about modernization.
He's mine.
Huh? Oh, I thought you said mere. Sorry.
Misa.
Oh, misa. Oh, sorry. Sorry. So yeah, there's a difference between change and modernization, but like modernization is change. Does that make sense? Like it doesn't, like modernization doesn't encompass like all change, but I think modernization is a form of change. No, I think that there are things like, so, yeah, like modernization is like is a byproduct, or change is a
Change
is a
byproduct
byproduct
of modernization.
of modernization. Yeah, and so there are like so coming at it from like a Christian perspective, I guess if you want to say like, and not everybody will agree with this, and that's totally fine. But like what I believe and what I've said in our village meetings is like we need to figure out like we have a new standard, like the Bible. And if our culture, like that is our new culture. What Jesus said is what we have to abide by. And so if there's things in our culture, like if we call ourselves like Christians in the village, which everybody does, if there's things in our culture traditionally in Itoke culture that doesn't line up with the Bible, then we have to get rid of it because following Jesus is more important than following what our ancestors told us to. And that's it. That's a fact of the matter. And so, but that's very hard for some people to swallow, for sure. And like, how do we make everything work? And I think there's ways to like make it work. I don't think just like eliminating culture altogether, but like we have to like, like that video I made, like, this, we need this change about like your yes being yes and your no being no. If like yeah, there just should be that way, but that's not normal in Fijian culture. But that's what Jesus calls us to do. It's just like if it's a yes, then say yes. You don't have to sidestep it and tell some like sort of white lie to like say no, but just lie like I don't have any money if somebody asks you for money. When you do have money, like the better thing is actually just to say no, I'm not giving you money. Like sorry, like or go do a job, then I can pay you. Right? That's actually more healthy, and that's a lesson that's going to be learned over a longer period of time instead of just lying to people and just keeping the cycle going. Um, and so I don't think I don't I definitely want to. I mean, I'm here. I'm living in the village, so like I obviously love the culture, but like it's very very easy too. This is probably gonna piss a lot of people off. Is like, he's like, okay, up. that meme is like it's super easy to like live overseas. It's very easy to like live not in the village and then look at what I'm saying and like judge me for it. But like when you're here in the village, living the life and attending village meetings and going to funerals and going to different events and like seeing all the things and like experience it firsthand is different. It's just different. And so I think 99.9% of the culture is beautiful, but there is 0.1% that needs to be analyzed. Yeah. I'm half Fijian, so I get to say something about it too. My dad is Fijian. I think a lot of people actually don't know that, hey? Like a lot of, yeah. So I'm Itoke. I'm registered in the Volini Kambula in here. I was born in Fiji, yeah. So, yeah. Itoke. No. So I I'm passionate about Fiji. Like that's why I'm here, guys. Like I'm here because I feel like the South Pacific has something to offer to the world. And like my the mission of our company is to provide employment opportunities like using our resources. And like I think that honest Christian businessmen can change the world, and I think that we can do it from the South Pacific. I don't think anybody's tried it before, and I think that we can grow this to something that people say, "Whoa!" Like the South Pacific has something to offer to the world that hasn't been experienced before, and I think people see that like in our content. They're like, "Whoa!" Like I want to. Like people are like, "I want to come and can I come and stay in your village?" Like, you know, so my kids can experience what your kids have, and it's like, yeah, like there's something here that's very very special, and that's why I'm here, is to like showcase it to the world. And so, but like anything, like you have an opinion on things when you're in the moment, when you live in the place. So I'm here because I care, because there's freaking 3,500 acres here that doesn't get used, and I think that like we should use it, or something bad will happen one day. Because I've been and I've lived in countries like Canada where things have been taken away from the people, the First Nations people or the Indigenous people. And you know what you end up with? You end up living in your freaking. Do you know your boundary? You know your Kovu Kovu, your reserve land is. It's your village boundary. That's what happens when the government or when people get a hold of things. You get to that point, and it's gone to that point. in many countries around the world. And so I'm like, we better start using our resources and start creating employment opportunities and creating taxpayers and creating people who spend money that gets taxed so that we can do this. Hmm? Hmm.
Same guy. You've
Yeah.
been in the village for how long now? A few years?
Yeah, so we've been here for what, 3 years something?
Like
3.5 years?
Is that like from that time till like after 3 years, then you after how many years then you came back?
So we visit my family, like we visited Fiji every other year for like a month at a time. And so yeah, I think we talked about this on the live the other day. Like there's a lot of people who leave Fiji and like never ever come back or never bring their kids here. And so I was fortunate. Like my dad didn't teach me the language. Okay, like that was something I always like wrestled with. Really felt uncomfortable about. Still like wish I knew it better. Still could learn it. Still I'm still learning more and more every day. Um, but it's not something that like I'll let people like put me down for. But like I still feel like I'm very fortunate to be here now, and that like my dad brought me back every 2 years, because I have friends who moved overseas and had kids, and their kids have been here like once. Like they did like the, what is it called? Kamatingone? Yeah, like where you bring your kids and you do the whole like ceremony, like bringing your kids home for the first time. They do the Kamatingone like once, and then the kids, yeah, they go back, and then the kids, they never come back. And so, because this place is worth bringing your kids to for sure, too. So wish I knew the language. Wish I could have even been here more, but like I wouldn't change it for the world, because like now I'm here. I'm here now, and we're gonna change the world now. So it's all good. Let me check this. Let me check this post to see if there's any more responses. Oh, he's getting upset, or he's getting upset?
I was trying to get a point across, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to read more?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Right.
Let's go.
All right. Leading up to that after that question, we grew up in the village, born and raised. We know what you're talking about, and we know what we're talking about. We've also managed to keep our Christianity and culture well. Mm.
Right. Sure. It's good. It's good. I think like here's the thing. This is a cool thing, and like I I I agree and I disagree. I mean, I have uh I've experienced, I know a lot of people who experience a lot of religion and very little relationship with Jesus. So you can say Christianity, because Christianity is actually not what it's about. You know what it was actually called in the Bible? You know the disciples were actually called in the Bible? They were called followers of the way. Oh.
What?
So the title Christianity is actually something pretty new. Originally the disciples were called followers of the way. Actually, I think Leaky has it.
No, it isn't.
No?
No, it
No, ask Tama. Ask Tama, because Tama had it. Go find Tama because he had it. A small Tama. And so what I'm trying to get at with like followers of the way is like there's a difference between like knowing it and like acting on it. And I don't think that's the fault of the culture necessarily. I think that might be the fault of the big C church, whatever you want to call that. I'm not saying Methodist church. I'm talking about like people who have the shepherds who have been tasked to look after the herd, like the flock, the congregation. And so like I've been to a lot of church services, and so have you. And I I have very rarely, maybe never, walked away from a church service with something to do, like an action or a thought that can change my actions. And like it's great to educate and great to tell people about, like theology and like proper context and stuff like that. And that needs to be done. Also needs to be done in a way that changes the way people act and helps people follow. Because like we don't actually like the reason that Jesus came was to abolish the law. And so like there was the law, there was the 10 commandments, and we weren't good enough basically. we weren't good enough to follow the law to a T, and we actually thought that like we started changing it so that the law was like if you like the Pharisees, if you didn't follow the law to the T, then you wouldn't you wouldn't go to heaven. And so God the Father was like, I'm going to send my son in human form to pay the price for you guys because you guys aren't good enough to follow the law to a T. And so now he left now, and then he left the Holy Spirit with us. And so the law is actually dead. it, it is still something that we live by because it is it is the best way to live. It is still recommended to follow the 10 commandments for sure, but following the 10 commandments will not get you into heaven. And so having a relationship with Jesus will. And so acknowledging that he is the reason that you get to go to heaven, and having that like personal relationship. I'm like preaching now, but anyways, having that personal relationship is what gets you to heaven. And I just don't see a lot of like relational stuff going on. And so if we're saying that like the church and culture has done a great job, I think it really has. I think it really has. I think there's room for improvement. And I don't think the Western world has the answer for you guys, just so you know. I don't think Western church has got church figured out. I don't even know if that's the way church is supposed to be. But I'm just talking about like one-on-one discipleship. Do you have a person that you like ask, like, how are you doing? What's important to you right now? Like, how are you dealing with it? And like praying with each other and like reviewing scripture together and like talking about things together. Like that's church, you know? And so rant end.
Alright.
I agree though. I agree with who's that?
Misa.
Mesa.
Misa.
Misa. Yeah.
Alright. For me, okay. Hopefully, one day my wife is keen to move to Fiji one day.
Oh.
Yeah.
To know.
To now.
To now. Today. One day, today, to now.
I got one from Scott Sudano.
Yeah.
Sudano. My wife and I just came from 7 years in Marshall Islands teaching relationship with God. We are now in Wotoka partnership with Marine Reach Fiji,
Oh, cool.
which is why
Yeah, we used to do a lot of work with my parents were Y members.
we are learning this new culture.
Billy and Judy Bati, and they were the leaders of the Vuniasi base in Nandi. So
Thanks for the discussions. Love hearing your take as well.
oh yeah. Thank you for joining in. I appreciate you guys a lot. I appreciate it a lot. I'm gonna just check if there's any more questions on our story here. What do you got here? Responses. No, we only got one. Any other questions?
Yeah, from Senemeli.
Okay, yeah.
So how's the drug problem in Fiji? Has the meth or heavy drug hit Fiji yet?
So that's actually something I don't know about. Is your mic on? Your mic's
Yeah,
working?
yeah.
Sweet, nice. Yeah, so apparently there is a big drug problem, but I don't know about it. I think that's because I live here.
Drug free zone.
Yeah, drug-free zone. Not because of choice, but because of location. So, which is good. But I've heard that the drugs are pretty bad, and I know that there is a lot more people. I know of a lot more people who use drugs on the main island.
Okay. Another one from Julian Lee. I've always dreamed of living back in the islands and letting my daughter witness life in the islands. Was it hard thinking about living in the islands?
So I think it like it depends. Like for me and Stephanie, it's not easy, but like we have a goal, and like I've already talked about the mission of our company and the vision. So that is our goal, and so we can like put a lot of things aside to like achieve. Like if like life can be hard, but like if we're working towards a goal, like it doesn't matter. And so, kind of a byproduct, we were like, well, this is what we believe is the best course of action for us, like as me and Stephanie, because like everything in our lives, like sorry to say it, this might upset people, but like it is not everything is not about our kids. Like because we aren't like we want to be the best parents we can be, but like we won't lose ourselves. Like the relationship I have with Stephanie, I won't lose just being a parent. So like we still need to make sure like, hey, so we talked anyways, and we were like, you know what? We need to do this because we don't want to get to the end of our lives and like wonder what kids they'll come along, they're young, they can figure it out, and like we'll figure it out together as a family. Like because home is wherever like you have a loving parent or loving parents, and so if you're contemplating like what is your goal basically, and if your goal is to raise your kids in like a very communal environment, then this is sick, right? It just depends like where you move to in Fiji, I suppose.
Mm.
Um, but like if your goal is to like do something like fun and refreshing, and like you have a dream, and like it means like moving to the islands, like don't get to the end of your life and wonder what if. And like it's like having kids or like getting married or whatever. Like there's never a perfect time to do it. You never have enough money in the bank. You never read enough books. Eventually you got to do it. And like I'm of the opinion like fail fast and fail small and pivot and move on. And so like don't plan and plan and plan. Eventually you're gonna have to pull the trigger and just do the thing that you're talking about doing. Yeah. Do it. Move.
Ryan ready. Any interest
Hey.
in Fiji for MMA or UFC? Hey,
Yeah. Well, for
Ryan
me,
with always the questions.
I love
Awesome,
it. Thank you,
awesome, man.
Ryan. Yeah, yeah. I love UFC. I love MMA. I've listened to a lot of UFC and MMA podcasts and cheer for all the. I have yeah. I cheer. I have a guy I cheer for in every weight class. But they have Hapkido, I think, in Fiji. Eh, Hapkido, Taekwondo. But actually, we want to start a wrestling class, the wrestling school thing, wrestling class at Leaky and Seva School because they're one of our friends is like an American high school and he's an American like high school and college wrestling coach, and so from Idaho, so that's a good program. It's a decent like wrestling program. Like there's decent guys that come out of that zone, and so we want to do something at Leaky and Seva School with wrestling because the guys at least so
This is
wrestling.
like not like WW.
No. This is like
WWF.
no. This is like American wrestling.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
American wrestling. Like yeah, like
Spandex.
yeah, double leg and single leg takedowns and like getting people on their back and stuff like that. But
Mm.
the
Okay.
best guys in rugby, like so you would assume like in Canada and America, like the best rugby players would come from like American football where they tackle, but it's not true. American football, they tackle and they play so differently.
Mm.
They have to relearn all of their techniques. But
Mm.
people come from wrestling backgrounds, they murder in rugby because
Yes.
of their head position, their leg position. They know how to do the takedowns. It
Mm.
just comes naturally to them. American football players,
Mm.
what?
Coming out.
Huh? Hey. My heart's coming out for you guys. The American football players, it doesn't always translate the best.
Mm.
Yeah.
Another question from Ryan. Will you be adding donuts or Timbits to your coffee shop menu? Will you expand the menu to something similar to Tim Hortons or Dunkin' Donuts?
No, not at the moment. We're still trying to get our heads wrapped around the simple things that we're doing. But I do want to add affogato to the menu because that'd be really simple. Like we just need to get a good vanilla ice cream, and we already make good espresso. So basically, affogato is just like a bowl of vanilla ice cream, and then you just put it under the like espresso, and you just drip the coffee espresso right into the ice cream, and then you just eat it on there. Yeah, marro. So that would be but we do have like sticky buns, which is cinnamon buns basically. So that's our only dessert. So we're trying to keep it simple, to keep it easy, keep it replicable.
Awesome. Hamza in the chat. Bulla from Global Machinery.
What up? What's up, Hamza? Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. So, guys, you gotta know, like, Hamza is a big reason that we get to do the things that we do, and we have a very very exciting project coming up with Office Boy, which is the name Matthew Navitilebu.
Yeah.
Yeah, is a guy from around here in our area who has like a really decent. Like, he has like 7,000 some followers on Instagram.
Mm.
He's posted like 9 times, but he just does everything on stories. And he's called his farm The Office, and it's like caught on like wildfire. So we're gonna do a whole brand. I reviewed all the headwear yesterday, so we're getting samples going for that. We've got shirt samples that we've been testing, and so a lot of the Office Boy production stuff is happening, but the farming or agricultural side of it is very much so supported and encouraged and backed by our guys at Global Machinery and A Hussein through Hamza. And so he's like really hopped on board with that. And so what's really, really neat, guys, about like A Hussein is that they're like a hardware that like they bring all this a lot of this stuff in and they wholesale to other hardwares. But what's neat about them is like they really do have a focus for Itauke agriculture. And so, that's like what we're trying to do out here is encourage like each other to like use the land. And so Hamza is really on board with that. And so I appreciate Hamza a lot.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Hamza.
yeah. So if you guys need something though, like my tractor is from Global. Like I could have got another blue tractor brand that I won't mention, but they have no dealership in the north. And so Fiji's already hard enough to get parts and backup and service and all that stuff. So they're based in Suva, Nosori. And so I was like, what it comes down to is not tractors or if they're going to break like this heavy equipment, it's when it's going to break. And so when it breaks, do I have the support? Or when I need like repairs, do I have the support? And I definitely have the support. So if you guys need tractors and like the implements and everything, definitely go see Hamza. Go look at Global Machinery on Facebook. They're your guys.
Scott from Scott Sudeno again. Are your parents still involved in YM 90 base? We have yet to reach out to them yet.
No, they're not. So they left in 06. So man, that's about what? It's a long time ago. It's like 18 years ago, hey?
Hmm.
06, 07? Yeah. So they came after Ima and James Makoviak. And so that was a good time in my life. That was a good time in my life. I was like 300 pounds, but it's still a good time. Are we done?
You got some more question there?
Do I have any more questions? Let me check on the Facebook here. Guys, I appreciate you guys hanging out. It's been fun. It didn't share to the Facebook. So we do not have any more questions, but we'll be back here on Monday. So I think starting from next week, we're going to be going just twice a week instead of every day.
Yeah.
And then
From
so we'll be going
Mondays
Mondays and Fridays, and then we'll be doing our podcasts on Thursdays, not on the mat, but with Stephanie, and we'll be releasing those
on
So-
Sunday.
on Saturday. So
Sunday.
next week lives are going to be on Monday and Friday. If you guys really want, if we see like more than like 6 comments that like you guys want it every day, then we'll do it every day next week. Because I have fun doing this, but trying to like even out like the content, and so going every day is a bit hard. But if you guys find it worth it, then I'm all in. So this was On the Mat. My name is Jonathan Bati. These are all my friends. We're gonna finish this thing down here, all of this muddy water, thanks to my chow, and I will see you guys on Monday.
Tuna.
Tuna.
To now.